everyone, welcome to another Frogs Fairies card, and this is honesty. So honesty, look at that face. I just love this creature's face. It's plant-based according to Brian Froud. Honesty is one of those cards that was showing up a lot for me in 2020. And it's also a card that took me a while for it to percolate through my brain to figure out what the message was. Honesty is not in your face card in this deck. It's very subtle, it's very compassionate, it's very kind. And it's also at the start of the helpline troop. So we're switching over into another category for this. So there's the singers, which are the really gigantic big energies. You got the she, which are things like the Dark Mother, the Sage himself, who are very much like, this is a lesson, you didn't get it, bonk, and make sure you get it. Then you have guides and guardians who are there to help you figure it out, and that's like Laguna, the last card we talked about, is the end of the guides and guardians. And honesty marks the start of the helpline trip. And these guys are here, so they're more of a helper energies, whereas guides and guardians are helping protect and guide you, help you heal. Helpline troop has some of that too, but they're more like, here's how you can get this done and get out of it and create something different in your life. And honesty is not like, I always kind of feel like people who say, I just tell it as it is kind of like a key word, a little key phrase for like, I'm just going to be a jerk now and be really jerky. Same with brutal honesty. Well, times the honesty is brutal. It doesn't have to be brutal. And honesty recommends that you bring compassion and tact into whatever honesty you are dealing in and conveying it to others. You don't have to be a jerk to be honest. You don't have to be brutal to be honest. You can be kind, compassionate as you deal in honesty. And that's really what this card is like. Can you just be nice to yourself a little bit? And you need to, obviously honesty is you need to deal in the truth. You need to be like, where is the deception laying? And understand things and where things are going. Make sure you're being clear in what you're saying. And using compassion and kindness is really a big aspect of honesty. This is not someone who's just going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to come be a big jerk and drop this bomb upon you. It's going to be like, yeah, here's what's going on. And they're going to work it in and be nice about it. You can be nice, truthful, and not... The brutal honest thing always just bothers me. It's like brutally honest tarot readings. It's like, I'm not getting one from you. I'm honest, but I'm compassionate honest. I want you to feel empowered. I don't want, this card is like empowerment. It doesn't want you to feel beat down by your honesty. It wants you to be empowered by being honest. It's like my journey with 2020 and honesty was that I would choose the negative self narrative over a positive self-narrative. And I'm like, I am being honest. Oh, I don't get it. I feel like I'm being honest with myself. And then like towards the end of 2020, I realized like, oh, wait a minute. It's not that I'm not good enough. It's that I do the not good enough negative self-narrative before I do the positive self-narrative. And I need to get honest that the positive self-narrative is really where I'm at. And that took a while to learn. And there's various reasons in my life. Some of it due to, good old trauma from 6th grade and junior high and that horrible year at Taylorsville High School. So, there are reasons that it's there. But honesty is like, hello, and very gently, subtly urging me towards the positive self-narrative, which I finally got. I was so happy. I'm like, oh, I get it. And so far, honesty has not shown up again. So things to be aware of. It's like that brutal honesty. If you're like, yeah, I'm just going to be brutally honest, it's like you're self-serving yourself when you do that. You are serving some kind of need in yourself to go poke someone's owies. And that's kind of not nice. Other ways it manifests when it's contradicted is projections of emotions. Like instead of like you're feeling kind of like, whatever you're feeling, you're projecting it onto someone else. Whether it's good, bad. Usually, when this is contradicted, it's usually not the most positive aspects you're dealing in. So it's like you're feeling crappy about yourself, you're projecting those upon someone else. If you're feeling like you're deceiving yourself or deceived by other people, you're projecting that upon other people, and that becomes your narrative. So there's an aspect of projecting false narratives onto other people and things like that going down too. Attitude, and that's what's part of my problem. I need to change my attitude. It's one of the things I'm working on this year, is working with more affirmations again in the positive, so I can change that attitude and remind myself it's not the negative self narrative that I need to be focusing on, it's the positive one, because honesty tells me so. So if you have some kind of attitude or narrative that's going on in your life that you're not really happy with, and honesty is popping up a lot, really look at how your attitude and that narrative is impacting your ability to be honest with yourself or other people. As if this is like, say, in a relationship and it was upside down. It's like, how are you projecting, denying, or just having a bad attitude about that relationship? So relationship readings get a little bit more complicated, but really honesty, sometimes it's easy to be dishonest with yourself because that's the narrative you're used to. It's the dialogue that you've been taught, that this is how we do this. And honesty asks you to drop that and do so with a lot of compassion and kindness.